Okay, I believe we are in fact, well, I am in fact live. What's up, Team Gang friends? Vin here. Let me see if I can jump on and watch from Facebook. I know I'm live on YouTube, I'm live on Facebook, and I want to say welcome to the folks that are on here now. Listen, I haven't been live this year yet. I was live once on my Facebook profile, but it's like, creating the best version of yourself is a title here, and I personally want to take part in that. I would imagine we all do, right? Who doesn't want to be the best version of themselves? So I'm gonna make sure I'm here live on the. I'll just watch from Facebook as well as YouTube's on there as well, and just want to come on and really chat with the folks, man. As much as there's so much turmoil and insanity going on in the world, that's the disproportionate amount of opportunity there is out there, and no matter what. And I know, like right now, I'm on like YouTube generic, and I'm on only one Facebook group. I can use the StreamYard software that I have here to go on multiple locations. But on the Freedom Network that I'm on right now, we mostly speak about trading and the software and what's coming up. And that, I'll weigh in on that as well. That the digital world we live in, the global reach that we have that we didn't really have. Look, I got started in network marketing, which is not even network marketing anymore. It's really more of affiliate marketing. I just call it business. Because when I look at business, I mean, if you look at business and you compare any type of business model, I personally don't. I don't know. I don't know who would, but if I had a choice to have like very very low startup cost or very high startup cost, I would pick low. I mean, to me, that just I got a PhD in common sense. It's like, yeah, I think I would want that low. So I saw the model years ago. I didn't want to take part in a Subway franchise. I just didn't want to have a regular brick and mortar storefront business. And I know I have friends that do very, very well in that space. But right now in the world we're living in, it's funny too, because the affiliate marketing space, the network marketing space is something that people are flocking to. Why? Why are they flocking to this space? It's because the uncertainty of what's going on in the world, in Washington. The term political leader is obviously an oxymoron. People are questioning what they've been taught throughout their lives, and they're looking to make decisions in terms of their families out, providing for their family, and so they're protecting their family. I always call it building a financial fortress around the family. And it's funny because the indoctrination of the public education system or the government-run education system will say, we don't speak about money. We don't speak about money. Money is the root of all evil. We don't speak about money or politics at the dinner table. Money can't buy you happiness. Money doesn't grow on trees. Dirty money. All of these different things were taught. I was taught, at least, and then I was taught to then go to work and trade most of my waking hours for money to pay mortgage, pay car payment, pay liabilities that people will congratulate you when you buy a house or buy a car, or they'll congratulate you if you open a Subway franchise or open a brick and mortar business, a restaurant. They'll say, that's great. What a great thing you're doing. But if you're to start an affiliate business with the affiliate business we're involved in has more leverage than any traditional business you'll ever see. We have, no debt. I mean, when you think about debt and you think about business and you think about monies and you think about math, just very, very simple math, having a debt-free business with no overhead, no rent, no lease, no employees, a system that's built in place, you have unlimited amount of consulting at your fingertips, to me always made sense. Like when I got started in networking in business 14 years ago, I wanted help. Like I was uncertain because I come from a place of being an employee my entire life. So I wanted help. It just made me feel cozy that there was help. There were conference calls. There were audios I can listen to. It also made me feel good that I couldn't go out of business, meaning I couldn't monetarily go into massive debt or any debt really by being involved in a business that cost me less than $10 a day to run a business. When I think of running a business for less than $10 a day, even still, I mean, 14 years ago it was less than $10 a day. It's still less than $10 a day to run a business. And, when I think about that, if I have a brick and mortar business, it's going to cost me at least $1,000 a day to run that business. And that can easily get you in financial debt very easily, and you don't have very much reach. See, an affiliate business, an online business, I mean, look at social media, what's happening. So this type of space, right now you have like global reach. Again, you have none of those geographical barriers. So that's something I'm really actually very excited about now. And one of the reasons I haven't been live much is because I've been waiting. I've been waiting for an opportunity that I know will bring value for the consumer, where the customer can get value, not just physically, but they can get financial value without recruiting. And that's what brought me into the financial space. I've been looking at this space for about a year and a half right now. And what I'll say is this: because of my experience in networking, because of my experience in the uh, energy deregulation space, let me show the ticker across the way, right? Because of my experience there. So just a real quick backdrop is I got started in business 14 years ago in the wellness space and had a really great run with great people, great company. Everything was really good. The company was really good, products, very good integrity with the company, but the market demanded that company get put out of business. The market decides. That's where I learned emotional intelligence, and something that you need now more than ever is an emotional intelligence. People get fly off the handle for every little thing right now, and it's not going to serve them. So I had understood the rigors it's going to take, because we built a team, an enormous team, probably about 5,000 or so distributors in that business, and it was like death by 1,000 slices. It just was. And I had heard about the energy deregulation space and people getting paid on electric bills. And at first I poo-pooed it because I was making money in a business and everyone was recruiting people looking to cross recruit into my business, or just recruit into my business and take people from my business and go to it was more appealing. So I had to humble myself and say, wait a second, I think that's a better business model. I remember going with my wife and saying, I told her about the energy deregulation business, and she said this. She said, why are we not doing this? And I says, I don't know. So I get started in energy deregulation. Now, if you're with me, listen to this, because this has everything to do with the financial markets right now. Everything to do with it. The energy deregulation space, what they did was they took a marketing model, all right, and they merged it with an industry that's already in existence, all right? So the energy business was already in existence for a very long time. What happened was, in deregulation, what it meant was the consumer was allowed to now participate in choosing who provided their energy. So that was a $500 billion a year industry. We're in that industry for 8 years. And what I liked about it was the customer retention. See, in any business, whether it's networking or a pizzeria, it doesn't matter. Customer acquisition is one thing, but customer retention is everything. And if you want reoccurring income, residual income, you need to have customer retention. I mean, it just flat out makes sense, you know? And so that in that space, and what it was an existing industry merging with a marketing model, a business model. And prior to that was, and I'll speak about this quite a bit because it has everything to do, again, with the financial markets and what's happening right now. Prior to that, people who recognized that, a lot of them came from the deregulation of telecom. See, that's another huge existing industry that many companies chose the affiliate marketing model to take their service to the market. And so what happened was it created a boom. And what it also did was it attracted a different type of prospect, a different type of candidate came to that business, meaning all of a sudden you had, like with the deregulation of telecommunications, and this happened in the 90s, all of a sudden you had people that were sharp business people that wouldn't feel comfortable getting necessarily into a product-based business. And look, we support product-based businesses, my wife and I have been in plenty of product-based businesses, and I will always buy product. We buy as much as we can from other distributors in the network marketing space. Why? Because we're good Americans. I have no loyalty to Costco, Sam's Club, BJ, Walmart, all of these Amazon, all these conglomerates that are pushing this tyranny on the people and supporting that. Will, of course, go to buy from other Americans, peer to peer. That's what it's all about. So, but a lot of busy business professionals, again, the mortgage guy or girl, the busy realtor, real estate broker, the traditional business owner, the accountant, a lot of business professionals, a lot of just people in general that they didn't want to get involved in the product space, but they saw the services because they're familiar with it and they were already using a telephone. So they got involved in the telecommunications industry. And one of the companies was this company, Xcel Phenomenon. They wrote a book about it. It was a publicly traded company that was one of the fastest companies to go to $1 billion. And they used the affiliate model, and it's documented. It publicly traded. It's documented that they created many, many millionaires. I mean, there were people making 7 figures a month residually in that company. Many people making 6 figures, 5 figures a month, and many, many thousands of people making a full-time income in that space. So with that, a lot of the people coming from that space, and when everything went digital, it severed it right off the bat, because everything before that was not digital. So that company, that whole industry went by the wayside, and it was eaten up by companies like Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and things like that. Next came energy deregulation. More companies, when energy deregulation hit, now, listen, hear this out, right? Because this is a big deal, and no one knows about this. Many people don't realize this yet. And there's a if you're watching this live, there's an overview tonight as far as on the trading for Driven, the Driven platform. That's going to get into the what they call the intersection of these industries. But what happened with the energy business in the mid 2000s, 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, what was happening was less people were watching TV commercials. See, prior to 2005, 6, 7, 8, what happened with the internet, all of a sudden social media was birthed, right? And more companies chose the word of mouth model than the traditional route. With Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, they just pushed billions of dollars literally into the marketing. And that's why they, but then in the mid 2000s, energy companies that were taking part in deregulation, again, a $500 billion a year industry, were choosing network marketing, affiliate marketing. Many, many companies, and again, that industry produced actually even more millionaires than telecom did. And I was very fortunate enough to be a part of that industry. I learned so much. That's where we really had a big run there, changed our family's trajectory forever. But with that being said, right now, the deregulation of the financial markets, I mean, is bigger than all the other. I mean, it's the financial markets globally. So here's an example. How big is the financial markets? The energy deregulation, commercial and residential, was enormous and created many millionaires, right? That was a $500 billion a year industry. The financial markets, just Forex alone, not indices, not futures, not metals and gold, and the stock market, just Forex alone, the foreign exchange, does $275 billion an hour. And the energy deregulation did $500 billion a year. So it like just dwarfs everything and encompasses everything. And more people are hip to this right now. Look what's happening. We all know it. I mean, look what's happening with cryptocurrency, NFTs, GameStop, Acorn, AMC. People looking at their 401k saying, I don't know if that really is doing it. Then you have like the younger generation is doing this. I mean, everyone's speaking. My son brought it up at dinner today. He's watching some TikToker or something that's taking a penny. Started with a penny and has been trading. He's up to $8,000 and he's going to buy a house with it. If you think about how the internet has the reach, I mean, listen, for God's sakes, there's a woman. I don't know. I got to show this to you. There's a woman selling farts in a jar for $45,000 a week right now. I mean, have you seen that? It's crazy. $45,000 a week is crazy to reach. And if you look at like what Jake Paul is doing, I don't know if you follow like the UFC and stuff. What this guy's doing is giving Dana White and the UFC a major problem and has potential to like literally overthrow the whole thing. We're talking about $4 billion company that took 30 years to create. Some YouTubers coming in with the reach, and he's giving it a problem right now. That's a big deal. Got that? 30 years in the making. Some YouTubers now saying, well, maybe I'll, and it's happening we see this. This isn't news to anyone. So it's like saying, what am I going to do in 2022 and 2023 and beyond? Like, what are your goals? We all have fitness goals. Who wouldn't? No one's saying, you know what? I think I'd like to gain 10 pounds of body fat this year. No one's saying that. Everyone wants to lose body fat. We want to get fit physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, monetarily is a major deal. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank was just saying something. Your number one goal should be to get rid of all your bad debt. I mean, look at what's going on with the price of lumber and gas and food and labor and used cars and just every little thing. It's making people say, I don't know that I can really trust what they're saying on the news. I mean, are you putting me on? It's like it's literally like watching cartoons. It's like, I mean, don't even get me started with today with this whole thing, with this January 6th. I mean, are you putting me on with this whole charade? It's a charade. So there's a solution. Not the solution. There are solutions because it depends. I mean, I'm myself. I'll be just brutally honest. I'm caught in the middle with it because I'm like being a police officer and a firefighter and like basically a person who's really consumed a lot of conspiracy stuff over the years. Unfortunately, it's all come true. But I'm a person that has to stay focused now because listen, now's the time you can make a run and literally make millions of dollars. And so, because I see it and it's happening, it has happened, it's continuing to happen. And you know what? Let me read out of this. And one of the reasons why network marketing to take this service to the market is more important than ever. Let's just think about it with an open mind. Okay. Why would they take a business model? Like, why wouldn't they just, if I have a service, let's just say I have a subscription to sell. That's my thing. I'm the company and I have a subscription. It's $100 a month and I have a service. How am I going to get it to the market? What am I going to do? TV? I'm not going to do a TV commercial. The price of that. So even to create the product in itself, the money, the time, everything you got to put behind. Now you have the product developed, right? How are you going to take it to the market? I mean, think about it. So you can do TV commercials. You can do radio ads. You could do YouTube ads or Facebook ads. Right off the bat, that's money out of pocket to acquire a customer. So what's your cost of customer? What's your CAC? Yeah, customer acquisition cost, right? Every business has that. It's your customer, your cost per lead, and your cost per customer. If you ever watch like Shark Tank, they say, well, what's your cost per customer? Your customer acquisition cost. So what is it? So if you're doing Facebook ads and YouTube ads and Instagram ads and all these ads, another thing is, how do you explain to the person why the person's just going to scroll by? There's a lot of white noise. It's hard to get people's attention, particularly with a subscription, that there's a lot of questions that come with it. Like if you're looking at Forex signals or anything to do with trading, it's like for me, I see stuff, this is why I'm here. I saw stuff on Facebook stories and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is that? Yeah, I want to make money while I sleep. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, who does it? Everyone wants to. It's like they're losing 10 pounds of body fat. Anyone want to lose 10 pounds of body fat? Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyone want to make money while they sleep? Not really. Those are rhetorical, ridiculous questions. Everyone wants to. But how do you do it? So there's a story that needs to be told. It must be told. And there's questions like, how do I fund a broker? What is Forex? How does it work? Why aren't they doing it this way? Why is it this way? Do I have to recruit anybody? Why is it this business? There's so many questions that if there's a Facebook ad with our attention span, it's like, well, look at that, squirrel. All of a sudden, a kid's yelling in the next room, the dog's barking. Anything can happen. So from a company's perspective, it becomes, how do I acquire a customer? Right? Here's a better way. Like if I'm the company and I already paid all the money for this software, I have the software and everything ready, the team of developers, I have the trading team, I have everything ready. Now I have to acquire customers, like anything, right? How about this? If you use this and you refer somebody, I'll pay you. If you don't refer anybody, I won't. Fair enough. Like this, and that's, by the way, that's how the world's going. I was listening to Seth Godin, and like prior to 2020, we could say the world was perfect, where you go to work for 8 hours and you get paid. You go to work for 8 hours and get paid. It was perfect. People might have complained then, but a lot of people now say, "Whoa, time out." People can lose their job at any time. Businesses are being shut down, locked down, burned down, mandated. There's a lot of uncertainty. So it becomes like, okay, so what should I do? And this is something like, this is a whole, you have a business and a life, not a business or a life. This isn't something with no one to do this business. I mean, look, we're going to be teaching people how to do that. I have funnels. I mean, I get leads while I sleep. Why? Because I'm using social friggin' media. Most people see this is just on one page right now. I can have this on 5 pages right now, and also I have it on YouTube. The YouTube video right now, someone could watch it. In 3 weeks from now, 2 years from now, and click on this. So that's what's called viral marketing. So there's that, and then there's like, because when you think about the subscription-based model, I mean, there's a lot of intersections right here. There's the financial markets, there's the network marketing, and there's the subscription-based business model. And so, but anyway, this whole video, what I'm putting together, one of the reasons I selfishly wanted to, because I haven't been live, and I want to get it down again. I'm using StreamYard. That's, if you see the stuff going across the bottom, it's a different technology that I'm using. I just learned a lot of new over the last month. I've learned more over the last month, technically, than I've learned, like with technology and stuff, than I've learned over the last decade. So, and a lot of it's been a culmination of other things, but we're ready to pounce. And again, I've waited for time to have something that I know I can provide for the customer. Because if you don't have a customer, if the customer doesn't have a good experience, you don't have a business. And so, lastly, I'm going to read this, and because I picked up the book anyway. This comes from The Next Millionaires with Paul Zane Pilsner. He's coming out with a book in later this year called The Roaring '20s. If you don't know who Paul Zane Pilsner is, I mean, he's a top economist. Look him up, Paul Zane Pilsner. But here's what he says in this book. Actually, I want to go live at my other page, on my profile too. So let's see. I have it here somewhere. I always read this with a. Okay. The number one business opportunity for those who want to create new wealth. Got that? It says right here, right in here. The number one business opportunity for those who want to create new wealth is educating consumers about products and services that will improve their lives. By educating people. Today, because technology is advancing so rapidly and making so many new products and services that can dramatically improve the quality of people's lives, if you are the one to tell them about that technology, you stand to make a fortune. And so that's what's happening, my friends. And I just wanted to get on the Facebook and the YouTube. I'm going to go check over on YouTube and get it out. So there's, if you're watching, if you're on YouTube or anywhere, if you're on Facebook, there are over on the side, there's some guides. You can look at overviews. But if you want, I just want to welcome you. Someone like tagged you in this post or something. I just want to say welcome. I want to say Happy New Year. What are your goals for 2022 to 2023? Most of us don't have goals. I grew up like most people. We didn't set goals. I have goal sheets over here that I set. I wrote them out. My 2022 goals on the wall, and these are the things that we look at to make sure that we're focused on these things. It's so easy to get distracted now more than ever, right? Personal goals, professional goals, new things I want to do, new things I want to try, people I want to see, places I want to go. How can I help other people? And you've got to write this stuff down. It really stretches you to write these things down and then to focus on them. Because look, if we're just going to sit and watch the news, I mean, what the hell is that all about? They're saying the same crap, but different. It's like same shit, different day, right? So, all right. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all at the top. Let's go do it right on.